welcome to another episode of the program Arise Africa. Yes, it's good to be back again. And of course, you do know I am Chichi Nwabo, and I'm never alone. I have right here with me
Temi Akwirene, and
I want to talk about the fact that I looked at what you were wearing, and I just remember saying, "Oh my God, really? This is rainy season.
Yeah,
all
it's
about rain.
It's
all about
cold out there. It's been raining all through the week, from Sunday, Monday, man.
And you do know a lot of people complain. They would say, "Oh, it's raining. I cannot go anywhere." They forget that we need this rain.
Of course, we do.
We need it for food.
Yeah, we do.
We need it.
And so it's just a time of the year. You have to do what you have to do. The rain shouldn't disturb you. As a matter of fact, the Bible makes reference to a lazy man who wants to wait for the weather to be conducive to actually do what he ought to do. So we are not lazy. You should be up and doing, rain or sunshine.
Exactly. It's very important to be up and doing.
We'll be going on a short break. We'll be right back. And when we come back, we have a very, very interesting topic that you are going to love. Should we tell them the topic now? All right. When we return, we are going to be discussing on something very important, like I said, and interesting too. So just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Arise Africa. And of course, we will be talking about one particularly interesting topic.
Yes, the topic now is the ripple effects of COVID-19 on wedding ceremonies. No doubt. Now, COVID-19 is still here. Yes, the lockdown has been eased. We are now moving, doing businesses here and there. But, it has taken a toll on the wedding industry. And what we know as the wedding ceremonies we used to have as Nigerians, that uwambe,
the glitz, the glamour.
The glitz and the glamour.
The fashion.
Some things are beginning to change.
The food.
Yes. And somebody said something, because when COVID-19 eventually leaves, some of these changes may actually remain. Well, not to overflog it, we have a guest with us here. He's an event host. He's also a fashion designer. He does other things too. He's an entrepreneur. No other than MC Emmaralo. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Debekeme.
Yes.
I'm going to add that one.
That's the formal name.
Yes, it's Debekeme Emmanuel, but popularly called MC Emmaralo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Welcome. It's good to have you here
Thank
today.
you so much.
MC Emmaralo, you are an event host.
Yeah.
And you're also a fashion designer. Now, the topic we are looking at, the ripple effects of COVID-19 on wedding ceremonies. We know the glitz and glamour that goes into Nigerian weddings. And now, with this whole COVID-19, you don't have that numbers you used to have in weddings because of the social distancing rules and regulations. How has it affected you?
Well, I did an event last week Saturday, and when the guy called me for the event, the guy was like, MC Emmaralo, we have just 20 guests that are coming for the event. But Nigerian events, and Warri to be precise, when I got there, I was with my nose masks and everything. The guests that came, they were up to 200.
Wow.
The guy told me 20 guests. And they were like, please, you can't come in, The place was so crowded, and I was like, these people, they are not maintaining the social distance and all the stuff. But me, I just told myself, if these guys, they are not maintaining the social, I have to be conscious of what I do.
Yes.
So I was upstage from the start of the event till the end of the event. Normally, before what we do, while the couple, they are dancing, some people come to spray the MC. I just told the guy, my brother, please pay me my full money. I don't want advance, just so that we're not talking about spray or anything. So when I was done with the event, I just left the environment.
So I suppose most of the people there were not, like you can guess, they were not invited.
Yes, they were not invited.
So that means in the minds of people who want to do weddings, things have changed.
A lot of things have changed because, I don't go into the crowd when I'm performing.
Okay.
One, there are some jokes, when you crack the jokes, you need to get the audience to participate in the jokes. Like sometimes you get the husband and wife to participate while the event is going on. you know. But those things, they are streamlined, but they will still be fun. They'll still be comedy, you know, just like that.
Do you still get to appear in events the way you used to before this whole thing started?
No,
Do you still
no.
have that traffic? Are you still like booked all weekends, like back to back?
No, I'll say no. You know, like before the COVID-19 lockdown, you know, we had events Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, but now the
Frequency.
frequency of the event is very scanty, you know, but we still have events. We still go
Okay.
for event. You know, I do stand up, I host events. I can host an event without doing comedy. I'll just be humorous.
Okay.
You know, there's difference between stand-up comedy and when you're going to host an event. Some people, when they see you in an event, they're like, wow, MC Emmaralo is here. You'll kill us with joke today. Some events, they don't really require jokes, like you're
Yes,
going there to
yes,
crack joke,
yes,
you know.
True. True.
So, would you say now? I want you to look at it like holistically, because we've listened to your personal experience,
Okay.
but I don't know if that's the story of other comedians, other people, other MCs in your field. I mean, looking at it like in this environment and beyond in Nigeria with your experience, would you say that really it's changing, and COVID-19 is really defining how weddings and marriages are being conducted? Because you mentioned just 20 people
Yes.
was what the guy wanted. So what
Ye-
would you say?
Okay, a friend of mine in Abuja, he called me. Guy was like, MC Maralo, this matter no be small matter, but be don't read. You know, and when they called him for an event, it was like, this is how I used to charge. But now I have to bring the price down, because people that are doing events, weddings, they are even complaining that, brother, see, there's no money or there's no money. The clients want to explain, want to tell you this, want to tell you this. So my guy in Abuja just said, see, I had to cut down the price, but he still goes to event back to back. On Wednesdays, there is an event in Abuja. Friday, Saturday, he goes to event steady. So for some other persons, they don't have events regularly, but for some persons, they do have events.
No, but I was coming to what you said.
Okay.
You may just have to elaborate a bit about the cash, your service fees. Do you still charge the same?
No,
as
my
it
brother, you don't
affects-
come down.
So-
Because if you want to keep it there, you may end up not going for an event.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So everything now is down because people now have to tell you, COVID-19, no money. And
Yes.
you have to now
A lot of
factor that.
explanation.
Okay, so there's this question I wanted to ask. Let's really look at it. Let's weigh. There was something I was driving out. Like, is it? I asked you if it was redefining the way people see marriages, whether or weddings, whether the concentration is now on, do I say on marriage? As in, do you think the impact that COVID-19 has had with the way wedding is being done? You know the way wedding was done before. Before you do wedding, you have to have so and so amount of money. You have to invite 1,000 people. You have to wear clothes. You have to. So the impact now you're seeing what is happening, where the numbers have reduced, the payments, not regular and all that. Do you think it's positive or negative?
For me, it's positive because a lot of persons have not gotten married because of the financial implication in getting married. And there is a friend of mine that got married. This guy is my very good friend. If I'm not being paid to go to that wedding, I'm supposed to be at that wedding to even perform. But the guy just got. I was surprised. I saw his pictures on Facebook, and the guy was like, "I said, brother, how far? You're married?" He said, "Yes, so." He said he went to his church, his pastor, his mother, the bride's parents, finished. They were just. He said I think 11 of them got married. They wore the gown, and that was all. No reception, no party, nothing. And it has saved that guy some expenses, and it will help him to plan better. If there's money, this wedding, some people just plan for the party and forget the real thing, because after the party comes the real thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a positive one. Because some ladies, they just want to, let me not say ladies, some guys.
Okay.
Most guys that have cash, they want to
That's
just
better.
show themselves. They just want to show themselves, But some ladies, I want to show you, I want this. But I believe with this now, it will change. It has changed a lot of things. To be honest with you, what has happened to not just to Warri or Delta State, to the world at large. Things cannot just be the way it used to be. Things can't just be the way they used to be, because a lot has changed. And on some sectors, they've upped their game. You know, when there's problem, when there are challenges, and when you solve them, you see some people making money from it. But some people, when there's challenges, they come down. Like the nature of your job, like we as comedians and MC, thank God that I do supply. I'm a fashion designer. I made everything I'm wearing.
Wow, that's nice.
Yes, before coming to this place, I made a dress for a client. You need to diversify, because if you want to say this is what I want to do, when challenges like this come, you have bills. We have bills, serious bills to pay. When you see the big name, they call the name. When you go to some places, you don't want to do some certain things because of the name, personality. But for me, I don't live a fake life. If you know day, you know day. If he day, you feel and say day.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, it's Arise Africa, broadcasting live from African Broadcasting Network, and we have a guest with us, MC Emmaralo, who is an event host, a fashion designer, and also a daddy.
I like that part.
Well, and the topic we are treating is the ripple effects of COVID-19 on wedding ceremonies. We're going to go on a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Arise Africa. We're still right here at the discussion segment, and we have a guest right here talking about the ripple effect of COVID-19 on wedding ceremonies, actually. And he is MC Emmaralo. There's this question I want to ask, pretty interesting, I think. It is. During the height of COVID-19, remember, a number of weddings were actually cancelled.
Yep.
You know, what do you think they could have done instead? Do you think that tech can actually play, I'm talking about technology, can actually play a part in how these ceremonies are, should be conducted from now onwards?
There's no way you can do a wedding reception online.
Okay.
So there's no way you can do a wedding reception online. But, as an MC and a comedian, most entertainers, they took to the social media now. What they do, get other comedians, they come online, live chat on Instagram, live chat on Facebook, people calling, people make comments, they crack jokes, do things like that. So, and that is where people are turning to now. Online, they package event, they do skit and put it online. But outside, before the COVID-19, they've been doing skit, but now it's on a different level, whereby they get people to register before you can come on the platform as a comedian and MC. Like Edo Pikin did something. He had 15 comedians with himself online. They were cracking jokes, but you had to pay.
Okay, I'm talking specifically about weddings, because recently a family friend told me they had a burial, and they just had a few people, and it was done through Zoom.
Yes. I was going to say that when you said it wasn't practically possible, I wanted to say, okay, maybe Nigeria may actually have some limitations.
Yes.
But I saw during the lockdown, April, when it was still really hot, I saw a wedding somewhere in Europe. I think it was in UK, because even the Queen, I think she had a cameo in the wedding. It was done via Zoom. Okay. And you had, there is this popular hip-hop artist, I can't recall now, also performed. You had like 30 persons or so streaming or watching via Zoom. The couple were together. Even the priest was not with them.
Wow.
The thing was it was conducted via Zoom. And you had the friends, the immediate, the close friends and families, just about 30 persons or so. And they had a performance by a celebrity artist.
But do you know it cannot be compared to when they see you they see me with a dance?
Of course. You can't take that away, I get that. That can't be taken away.
We're Africans.
Yes,
we like community.
Yes, it's possible, but you won't have that fun that you're seeing the live band, you're seeing the parents of the bride, seeing the parents of the groom, their shoebi and everything.
But it is
the
possible.
glamour.
It's still possible to.
Yeah, I think he's not disputing that.
The fun will not be there, you know.
We can learn. We can adapt.
It
You
go
know,
take, it go
even
take
when
time.
circumstances, when situations, don't permit you. I mean, would you say you're not going to do your wedding because there's no that you're not able to get together because of the what do you call it, health authorities regulations and all that? You can't say that.
No, but you know, for me, if someone wants to get married, with what I'm seeing now that is on ground, it's very okay it's okay to me that people are trying to manage their resources. There's a guy that got married also in Warrior. The guy was like, Emmaralo, man, thank God, oh, I would have gotten married since, but the money, but this time we just did very quiet, just myself and my family, you know. So it's for me, it's a plus. It's a plus.
I want to take you on that. Now, let's look at the Nigerian wedding industry. It has been profiled by even news platforms abroad. Nigeria has one of the most thriving wedding industries, the business side of it. Because now the wedding industry has birthed a lot of entrepreneurs. You now have what do they call it? Hairstylists. You have makeup artists. You have the DJs, the MCs. Where you follow that. You have the event planners. You have those who decorate. You have lots of caterers. Let's not forget caterers.
Yes.
And you know, these people now, especially for a city like Lagos, where Owambe is the main thing. Owambe, for those of us those viewers watching outside Nigeria, it simply means like party, where you have a crowded and a large party. Now you have things like this, and you have these industries or entrepreneurs that have come out because of the wedding industry, and people make big money. They cash out every weekend, and like you said, not just weekends.
Yeah.
Now, if because of these whole eventualities of COVID-19, you have people now saying, okay, even we are going to have a wedding, let's streamline it. Some of these people I mentioned, may be cut out. For instance, if I say I want to have 50 guests for my wedding, if I'm serious about it, not like the type you attended,
yes.
if I'm serious about it, I'm going to have 50 guests. I may now say, okay, now usually if we're going to be like 1,000 guests, which was the norm, I'll get a caterer. But if I'm not going to have 50 guests, I say, why get a caterer?
Are you
let
sure?
Auntie Fumi do the cooking for us. That's maybe my auntie. And because it's 50 guests, she can cater for them.
Are you sure it's going to be possible in Nigeria? You say you want to have 50 guests at your wedding.
But
Of course, it's possible. Now, I understand where you're coming from. Because of the wedding you attended, they told you 20, right? And
yes.
you saw 200.
More than 200.
Irrespective, it's still very possible to have 50 guests. Though I've not attended any, but it's possible.
I've seen one.
Do you know?
Not just one. I've seen a couple of weddings where they had just like 10 guests. Yes.
A wedding?
A wedding.
10
guests.
But okay, now
So just the pastor, those who are getting married, and in a church I have.
Okay. Now let me just paint a picture for us. Now, if somebody is doing a wedding and you have told your guest, okay, I want just 50 guests. Now the DJ comes with somebody that will assist him. The MC will come with his PA or his manager. One other person will come with one of his friend. One chairman will come with his boy. You know, so that's why I say it's not possible to get that exact. I anchored an event, a 70-year birthday. The guys that came from Abuja, they did it in Warrior, and the guy was like, see, we just want 100 guests. People that came there, one guy that came for the event came with almost 10 people. So just imagine the crowd of people that attended the event. It was more than the guests that they scheduled for. So the food was not now enough for people to even eat. So it's not easy. You have to be very strict. Even events, when you have bouncers. At this event, we had bouncers, very big bouncers. But that number, they will still exceed the number. In Nigeria, for me, it's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Well, I guess the Nigerian factor tends
Yes.
to play a role. If you're watching, this is Arise Africa, and we're still talking about the ripple effects of COVID-19 on wedding ceremonies. Moving on, what do you think can be done to, because I was thinking COVID-19 may have, some way helped, because now you cannot say, oh, daddy, please, your society people can't come, this social distancing and government restrictions, so please just tell them, it's because of the COVID-19.
Okay, like what happened, I'll give an instance also. I did my baby naming. We had just the pastor, my wife, my mother-in-law, myself, and the person that drove the pastor to my house. But when I had my first son, it was a massive party. But do you know, when after the naming and everything, people that were calling me, that is Nigerians, they calculate it for you. They know when your wife born, they calculate the time, saying at this time they'll do the naming. People were just calling. A lot of people were angry. Brother, you did your naming, you didn't call me. Why you do like this? Are you angry with me? I was like, brother, please, it's because of the social distance. He said, wait, so are you telling me that I have COVID-19? So you understand. So it's not really going to be easy, but it's something we can achieve, like what I did. I never expected that somebody would be coming with a pastor, but the pastor had to tell somebody to drive him. So, give or take, but we can still manage it if you are firm with your decisions.
Yeah. I want to ask this question also. Like, do you think, okay, you are a businessman, so maybe this question you'd say, okay, it's my business and all that, we don't want it out. But do you perceive that some people, maybe there could have been a little shift? Now, maybe for most people, it wouldn't be the regular anymore. Maybe there's a shift somehow to giving, giving attention to what marriage really is. That's not about the ceremony. You think maybe COVID-19 has perhaps,
there's going to
triggered
be a very big shift, because there are a lot of things you can't do like the regular, but since they've relaxed the lockdown, if you're doing a wedding reception and you want to put bylaws that, okay, I don't want this person to come, it will help you, because all the gift items, they'll be very reduced. Sorry, I anchored the wedding here in Warri. I think that's one of the high paid weddings. Do you know that marriage didn't last for like 4 months?
Yes.
I saw the guy, the 4th month, the guy was like, they are no longer. I said, why? The guy was like, the girl's mother chose the venue for the reception. A lot of personalities was at the wedding, and I was like, why spend all this money and you make something so loud, and now you people are not together? So it's the COVID-19 for me. It's not a good thing, but on the other hand, it will help to streamline. It will help to check. It will help to cut down a lot of expenses.
That's what I was asking at that time when I said, as the concentration, the focus now shifted to the marriage itself instead of the glitz and the glamour.
Now I get you.
And the everything, that comes attached with marriage ceremonies. So.
Well, we have to wrap up because of time. So, MC Emmaralo, your last words on this.
Okay. Well, for me, if you want to get married, please, whether COVID or no COVID, please cut down expenses, because after the party comes the real thing. Because some people wants to show themselves, and when you go back home, you are dying. Like I told myself, now I don't want to be famous, and in the secret place I'm going through pain. So why come make loud noise and you don't have any structure to continue? So please.
All right.
Well, you heard it from him. You know that marriage is a journey that ends only when you actually go the other way. That's die. So please, it's not something you want to spend all your money on the wedding ceremony and just at the end of the day, you can't take care of your family. But from myself and from Chichi, it's bye-bye. are an exciting moment, and with Arise Africa weekends promises to be much more exciting. It's another great episode of Arise Africa. I'm Temi Akwirene. Welcome to African Broadcasting Network, streaming live from Warri, Nigeria. I have Chichi Nwangbo with me.
Thank you so much for being with us on today's journey.
Arise Africa will be back shortly. We'll go on a very quick break. Stay tuned.
We want to talk about something pretty interesting and what quite a number of people feel, it's common and all that. And maybe that's not the word, maybe not common, but of course, we are all aware of what you call internet fraud. And right here to talk about our topic for today, the influence of internet fraud on our society today, is our guest, Nnamdi Enworom Godwin. He is the CEO of Duke Digital Concept in Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here.
Same here. Thank you very much, sir.
Quickly, sir, if I may, the topic we are looking is somewhat prevalent in our society today. You have lots of, now we are going to, come down to Nigeria because these are immediate society, and you have people, especially the youths, are getting into internet fraud, and it's becoming very prevalent in our society. And then we have a case in hand where the society is beginning to gradually accept it. in a very funny way. What are your thoughts?
Okay, thank you very much. One person that I've over time watched how internet fraud has taken its toll on the Nigeria per se, in the sense that internet fraud, like as you know about, is use of technologies to cause havoc in people's personal details, social media platform, and the rest of it. So, like you mentioned, it's something that is coming to stay in Nigeria, basically because our parents, the community, and the entire populace is coming to see it as something that's a legal means of actually making money or thereabout. So my thoughts on it basically is a no-no because of the havoc it causes in the long run, first of all on the society, then also on the people involved and the victims of these issues that's involved. I've seen a lot of cases of people who get hacked of systems that got hacked, of personalities that got wiped, and credit card that got debited of all of a sudden. So I think it's something that we also found out.
Okay. I know that there are different ways and methods. These are, well, of course, they are criminals, perpetrate these acts. There are different online scams that are being used by these fraudsters, and very important that we respond appropriately, to how these things go. So let's talk about that.
Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I have seen different cases, and I'll talk about the most prevalent currently, which is social media. I have seen a lot of persons, if you notice, particularly Facebook, basically. And some weeks ago, Twitter was actually had, and lots of Bitcoin was moved from.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a case that actually got my attention. And the guy was a young guy that actually caused that the whole entire havoc, and many persons lost millions and millions of dollars in one single hit. So social media is one way that these guys have come to use to garner or make tremendous amount of wealth. One of the one I'll mention, and also want each and viewers out there to take note of, is Facebook. Many persons have used this means to actually make tremendous amount of money. And to give fairness a chance, and I also blame some of the victims on this, in the sense that the aspect of greed is something that is prevalent currently. Looking at the Nigerian economy, everybody wants to make money as quick as possible. So I think on this note, I want to also give and encourage those viewers out there. Let's try and watch our greed. It's something that might actually affect us in the long run. Let's look for platforms that we can make money easily and neatly. Any quick get-rich-quick schemes are things that is bound to get our hands burnt in the long run. At the beginning, it sounds juicy. At the beginning, it sounds okay, but at the long run, you must definitely get burnt. So protecting your social media platform is one way. On Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever means you're using, this is one way they've come to use to get or make wealth per se.
Let's talk. I love the fact you went to social media. Now, social media is an area that doesn't have much security control, if I may say. It is, there are some platforms when you have to do like double check. For instance, Luno, for instance, this Bitcoin platform. Yeah. Whenever you log into your Luno, they send a password to your email that you have to a number that you have to use to log in. So even if you have your Luno password, you have to refer back to your email. But however, for Facebook, if you have your password, you just go in. So it's a bit porous. And so you find that people, they get their accounts hacked by others. So in cases like that, you think you're actually chatting with your friend, and your friend is telling you that there is this scheme that when you invest in it with 10,000, you can make 30,000 in a week. So, and you are seeing your friend's picture. He's been your friend on Facebook. You even know him. So how are you able to spot the discrepancy, to spot that this thing is not normal? It's not my friend actually chatting with me.
All right, I have personal examples on this. About 3 of my friends, and I've actually involved in mitigating or ameliorating the cases of those 3 incidents. One of them that went viral was a popular person, a friend of mine. Her account was hacked immediately. Like I said, Facebook, Twitter, all of these platforms, most people don't know they have double steps or security check for you to, beyond just log into your account, there's a place for you to do double authentication on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Most people don't know this. On your settings, if you go to Facebook, Instagram, or whatever platform, there's a place for settings. They've actually upped their game. They've seen that this thing has come to stay. So do a double verification, both on your WhatsApp, on your Facebook, on your Twitter. These are steps you can use to cut this. Now, if peradventure you get entangled with maybe your friend is telling you that have been hacked and you notice anything, the first thing you should do, try and call this your friend. Hear from him first of all before you go into that. I was, like I said, a friend of mine, his account was actually hacked. So I was chatting with the person and I was becoming skeptical. I had to call him, put the call through. Immediately, he told me that his account was hacked. So I have to put a stop to that thing. So it's something that is prevalent in our society today. So I want to encourage everybody out there. Let's put these double checks on our accounts on every single platform, either Facebook, either Twitter, either Instagram, either WhatsApp. These are things that we can use to actually mitigate or cut out some of these losses.
Okay. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
I know that you mentioned, you talked about, you touched on several reasons, maybe one or two, why people get involved in internet fraud. I know you mentioned greed and all that. So, but I want us to really look at it like clearly, like who are these ones? Do they have gender? Do they have age? Do they have a place where they are emanate from? And why do they really, like, why is it so rampant? Like, why do we have to talk about it?
Okay, that's one. Let me use my personal stuff as an example. I grew up in Lagos, and I grew up in the ghetto in Lagos where all kind of things happen. Down to the school I went to where as a 17-year-old in secondary school, you could have friends who are into cyber crimes and have a lot of cash to float around. But the first thing I'll mention is parental upbringing. This is one key factor that is lacking in our Nigerian society today, because the same parents who are supposed to be or protect these kids are the ones now enforcing or even promoting them to go ahead. That is part of it. I've heard cases where a mother told his child that this is the same money. Please, my son, go ahead and defraud the people because it's the same money they came to steal from us. So all kind of negative discrepancies between us. So the first case I want to mention is parental upbringing. The basic cause of these things, and mostly if you check, it's between males. That actually, how they do it is they change identity on Facebook or any social media platform. They chat with you as the opposite gender, just to extort what belongs to you or whatever. I mean, on our reason I also mentioned is the issue of peer influence. We can only go as far as our friends are. Imagine a guy who goes into university and along the way he starts making a lot of money. Because money, if you don't know how to manage it, it changes who you are, your personality and everything about you. So your influence, if you have such a friend as your close person, I've come to see is peer influence is a great, and it leads to so much in society. Because like I said, we can only go as our friends are. And a traditional proverb that says, show me your friend and I'll show you who you are. So I want to encourage every youth out there. I know the economy is tough, it's hard, and we want money as fast as possible. But there are other ways you can actually make money legitimately and also the right way. And I also want to mention this issue of skill set. Many youths of today, we don't have that skill or set, both soft skill and hard skill we can actually work on to make money. If you look at in our traditional system now or Nigerian system now, there are people, less people are going into tailoring, people are going to welding, people are going to all kinds of skills that can actually use to empower ourselves. But we want the money quick and easy. So, if we stay true to the different skills that we can develop on our own, definitely the money will surely come. But as long as we keep looking at getting this money quick and fast, it might look easy at the beginning, but at the end, definitely, time and season actually cut off it and you get burned.
I am so glad you're beaming your light on the society, because it's an area I really want us to look at. Now, you made mention of parents and peers. Now, we grew up in a society where, apart from your biological parents, those in your surrounding environment were more or less also your guardians. But right now, we live in a society where everybody just looks out for their own children, and you can't really actually interfere in what happens with that. Let me give an instance. For example, if you steal or if you stole, when I was young, then you want to go and get something. Now, you know the value of money, then like 50 naira. When you go to a place with 50 naira and say, I want to get, let's say, for example, something that will cost like 30 naira, you are, who sent you? Why are you holding this expensive money? You say, okay, maybe it's my dad or my. Are you sure that person sent you with this money? I will ask that person, you know. So there is this fear. They may not even sell the stuff, or they may send you back your elder brother or something have to, oh, I actually sent him with the money, because they feel a child shouldn't be with that kind of cash. But you have a situation now where you mentioned when you were 17, a 17-year-old could walk into a hotel and get a room of 30,000 naira, and the hotel people do not even question where that money is coming from. So there is this ease of spending. Nobody questions anything. They see a boy of 20 driving a very expensive car. Rather, everybody just wants to beg him, like, oh, give me something. Nobody asks, how come? How did you get this car? So the society, like I said, society is gradually accepting this norm and also flowing with it.
Yeah. So, but on that note, I want to blame that on poverty level country. If you look deeply on statistics, rather Nigeria is actually, if not one of the poorest countries in the world, it is a serious issue. Where if you try and take it back some little bit, rather down to our elections, down to a lot of things, down to examinations, down to businesses, we want to cut it short, make it big. It's the level of poverty in the country, and naturally, if you can stay on your own, you hardly make 1,000 naira, and somebody gives you like 5K, and the person will say, close your mouth for this. Definitely, you close your mouth and close your destiny also to get that particular amount of money. So I think it's a serious issue. Poverty level of Nigeria is seriously alarming. And I think as youth, as young people, one of the things we can do, like I said, get skills, both soft skills and hard skills. There are different skills we can launch into currently in the 21st century. I can actually spur us into our destinies and make us get to a point of wealth.
Okay. I actually think, you know what, based on what you said, you were talking about, previously you talked about get rich quick syndrome.
Yeah.
You talked about poverty.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the link right now. Do you think that if poverty is reduced, for example, it will really, really stop? I mean, thinking about the get rich quick, or do you think maybe at the root of it is fully education?
Okay, they are like a web, or come to learn that the best school in the world is actually 10 years behind technology. And if the best school in the world is still there, just imagine the Nigerian school system. Nigerian school system, I won't want to support that statement that school is a scam, but Nigerian school system is a scam. We need to move from that level to the next level, because trust me, when I say the best school in the world is 10 years behind technology, and Nigerian school, every school system in Nigeria is far behind technology. So there's no way you can go to school for 5, 6 years after studying, but what you study, is not prevalent in what the different companies and economy need at the moment. That's why I say we need to get both soft skills and hard skills to better equip us for the future. Currently, if you're studying accounting, whatever it is studying in school, every system month there's a new bullet point that's being added to that thing you study. So it seems that school is actually far behind technology. Yeah.
All right. So, what was going on in my mind, going on through my mind while you were talking? I had an encounter, maybe not an encounter, but maybe that's not the word, with someone, and he told me my 18-year-old sent me 150,000 naira, and I'm like, excuse me, 150,000 naira, and he's 18.
Now, what I'm saying is this: to our parents out there, the school system currently, whatever it is your kids are studying in school, it's one thing, but they should also give them other skills. These are things that empower them. But currently, there are no jobs in Nigeria. They are no better. If you look at statistics from what I read, it's quite alarming, the rate of unemployment in Nigeria. So whatever it is they're going into school to study, let our parents also teach them. There's a place for handwork. These things are key. Whether barbing, tailoring, whatever skill has skill, then soft skills like going into digital marketing, going into web development, doing all kinds of skills. These are things that equivalent of the world needs at the moment today. But our school system is far behind. So our parents out there, let's once your kids are on break, by their 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, it's not time for summer lesson. It's time to get them more skills, soft skills and hard skills. Not time for summer coaching. I think once we get this, we can actually curtail the spread of this change in mentality of our teenagers.
Well, we would like to go further, but for lack of time, we have to actually call it wraps on today's episode of Arise Africa. We've been talking with Mr. Nnamdi Emwarome. Did I get the name right? Emwarome, and on the influence of internet fraud on today's society, viewing a microscope on Nigerian society. It's been an interesting one, and we wish we could continue, but like I said, time is never our friend. From Chichi, final words.
I'll say thank you so much for being with us on today's journey. Just remember to, like we talked about today, look after your children and make sure that what they do aligns with
what is good value. All right. They say money is not everything. All right. So thank you so much.
Remember, the program is open to sponsorship. You have you see details right there on the screen. So call in and get inquiries that you may need. So we come your way again. Goodbye from us.